Okay, 360, 720, 1080. Oh shoot! Max, stop! I'm struggling to keep adding 360 every time.
Hey Mom, I can spin more than Max. Count for me.
Okay, I'm gonna try a different way. Go. 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi, 10 pi, 12 pi, 14 pi. You dizzy yet? I can keep. Hey, algebra friends. Okay, as you just saw in those videos, I had two different ways of counting how many degrees, or the word we're going to use, radians, they were rotating. So that's one of our goals today. So we have actually two different units of measure for angles. One is degrees, and you've been using that for a long time, where we count one full revolution as 360 degrees, 720, 1080, and so on. Now our other unit of measurement is called radians. And the reason we use radians, as you saw in the video, it's so much easier to keep track of, okay? So 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. So I was able to easily count 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi, 10 pi. It's a lot easier. We're going to practice first converting between degrees and radians. The conversion units we'll use is that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Whatever you want your ending units to be, you want that unit to be on the top of your fraction. Okay? So let's give this a try. Those of you who are in chemistry, okay, this should be real easy for you. I know you've been doing lots of unit conversions in there with Miss Noah and Miss Hanson. First one, negative 60 degrees. We want our final answer to be in radians, so we're going to take that negative 60 degrees and we're going to multiply it by our conversion factor. Since we want radians to be our answer, we're going to put pi radians on the top of our fraction, and then 180 degrees goes in our denominator. To make this a fraction, I'm going to put it over 1. It looks a little bit like an 1810. That's 180 degrees. Okay. So notice the degrees will cancel because I have degrees in my numerator, degrees in my denominator. They're diagonal from each other. I can cancel the tens. 6 goes into 18 3 times. So I'm just going to use what I know about canceling. We did this when we were working with rational expressions, just to make this a little easier. So I have a negative pi on my top, and then on bottom, I just have the 3. So I have negative pi over 3 radians. I'm running out of space there. All right, let's do another conversion. This time we'll convert 2 pi over 3 radians into degrees. So 2 pi divided by 3 radians. And we want our final answer to be in degrees, so we're going to put the degrees in our numerator. And there's our conversion factor. 180 degrees is pi radians. Notice those units of radians cancel. Pi cancels. I can also look diagonally the other way. 3 and 180. There's a common factor there of 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So now I have just the 2 and the 60 left. That's 120 degrees. Why don't you try these next two on your own? Convert negative 36 degrees to radians, 4 pi radians into degrees. So pause the video, and then we'll check our answers when you get back. All right, here's the solution for those last two. For letter C, you end up with negative pi over 5 radians, and letter D, you end up with 720 degrees. Okay, so let's just do a quick review. We learned last week that what we can do with our angles of rotation is we can put a point on our coordinate plane, find our reference angle, and then find from there, we can find our sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. I'm going to ask you to apply those skills in a Desmos activity next. So there's just a quick review there. Now in the Desmos activity, every single time you do this, the radius that you have here or the r value, the radius, is always going to be 1. Okay, because we'll be using what's called a unit circle, which is a circle with a radius of 1. To complete the activity, you're going to go to student.desmos.com, and I have a separate code for first period students and third period students. So we'll stop the video now. Go ahead and complete that activity, and we'll do that instead of a discussion this week. You will get points for doing it, and then we'll come back and finish this up.